Hello everyone, I'm Corinne Alavekios, and you're probably here to see my wife Corinne Alavekios. We're with Photographic Essays, and Black Image is sponsoring us, and so we're here to show you a little bit of what the work that they've done for us and examples of our own work, okay? And here we are.
Again, my name's Corinne. We have a studio in Woodinville, Washington, just outside of Seattle on the east side. We live in a suburban area. We absolutely love what we do. We started our studio in 99, 2000.
99, yeah.
And we have an old firehouse that we remodeled. It took us about 6 months. And we were busy the moment we opened the door. We happened to be in an area that needed a studio. And
plus there's about 70 or 80 wineries within about a 5-mile radius,
yeah,
which
that's
helps.
really fun.
You know, people are in buying moods.
It's really fun. What do I start with? This is my first time, so I'm a little bit nervous.
How'd you start?
Excuse me?
How'd you get into the business?
How did I get into the business? I fell in love with photography when I was a kid. I took my very first image when I was 3.5 years old. I stood on a step on the edge of a camper, and my sister handed me a camera, and I took a picture of the ground, and I knew, I love this camera. At 14, I knew I loved photography, and I understood it. My parents were kind enough to buy me pro equipment on my 15th birthday, and I understood large aperture lenses and natural light as a kid. I was the girl that loved horses. I grew up riding horses before I could even walk, and I had 3 loves: horses, riding, photography, and skiing.
And riding boots.
And riding boots. I met Stephen when I was a kid, and he had a fine art degree, almost finished, and was also into photography and was an entrepreneur. We both enjoyed photography together. Mm-hmm. After we were married, I was diagnosed with a brain tumor, and I had to stop riding horses. And I was a little bit heartbroken. And one morning I woke up and I asked myself a very simple question: what am I now going to do with the rest of my life? And it was a split-second answer. It's like, what did I want to do when I was 18? I wanted to be a photographer. It was 5:13 in the morning on May 15th. I sat up straight in bed and I said, Stephen, I'm going to Barnes & Noble. By the end of the day, I am going to be a professional photographer, and I need your help. So I threw my sweats on. We lived in a rainy, cold Washington. We went to Barnes & Noble. I bought a Shutterbug. I said, that's a good camera. Mm-hmm. I ordered it that evening. Yeah. He went on a trip to go get a boat to deliver. I called my mom and I said, I think I need a Hasselblad. If I'm going to be a professional photographer, I need a Hasselblad. So while he was gone, I went and bought a Hasselblad and a lot of things to go with it. When I brought it home, I didn't know how to put it together, so I picked up the phone and I called Hasselblad USA when they were back in New Jersey, and I got the kind lady on the phone who said, you need to come to Hasselblad USA University and learn how to use it. To make a long story short, I did. I met some top people in the industry who took me under their wings. I started workshopping, and I immersed myself in the art of photography for about 3 years nonstop. I went to every event.
Free.
What?
For free.
For free.
Yeah.
No, I worked for free for about 3 years. Then we opened our studio and it began. I learned through wedding photography, and I knew as I started as a wedding photographer that's not where I was going to stay, but I knew that it was a boot camp of learning good light and being able to photograph in places that weren't so lovely. You know, there's all the Church of Uglyvilles a lot of times and hard lighting and that. I really learned a lot by doing weddings. When we opened our studio, I soon realized I couldn't do weddings and run the full studio because we began doing seniors and families and children and commercial and corporate. And at one point we just decided no more weddings. My husband got a studio one weekend when I was gone, and I was on a trip shooting. I came home and he goes, I have a studio. I go, I don't want to do it alone. He goes, I'm going to do it with you. So April of 2000 we opened our little studio, and we've been busy ever since.
We're going to show you example, kind of some of our work and what we do, and how what we do is we go out running with our dogs a lot, and when we do, we find locations, and that's what we use. So the idea that of this is that you go out and find something familiar. In Washington, it rains a lot, so we use rain as a substance in our photography.
Yeah, 2 years ago, we had a rain season that started that never ended. And we have a real senior season that starts usually, July through Christmas time. Well, it was raining. And I just said, in April, I said, you know what? I'm going to start shooting seniors in the rain. And Emma had just called me. She's a senior. And she goes, I want pictures. So we went out in the rain and started shooting. And I haven't stopped since.
By the way, these are all our clients, not models.
Yeah.
So they're all our clients. And
she started with senior photography.
Yeah.
And then came Emma.
Yeah.
Sherry, she's been a dear client for years.
Yeah. And friend.
And now they're all my best friends. So what are you showing?
Oh.
This is some of our work. This is in studio. So you know
See,
we've made good friends since we moved to Seattle.
And when we tell them to jump, they jump.
Yeah.
Right?
Steven's always responsible for action shots. I love him for that. What are you showing in our slideshow?
I'm just right now. Okay.
Oh, this is a good one. I'm a little bit afraid today, and I've decided to embrace courage, so I'm being courageous.
You're standing too close to me.
To you? Mm-hmm. I don't like that.
Right there.
We all have our fears, and anxieties, and they're not our friends, and they don't own us. And but we do own courage. We can own courage and embrace it and use it, and that's what I have through my life. I've learned to do. And that's what I'm doing today.
New slide?
Okay, so this is what's fun. So we do the seniors and the children and the commercial and that. We use our studio, but it can be a little mundane from time to time. So I'm always looking for beauty. I'm just always looking for new concepts and things to do. Okay, this is uphill from our studio. It's a forest. It's just, there's a parking lot right here. And so I love the way the ferns are. We can find this in every time we turn around. So it's dark, it's hard to shoot in, but okay, go ahead. So we choose to find beautiful. I bring my models and put them in the forest. This day, was it raining this day? Okay, it was raining this day. We photograph anyways, go ahead. This was another day, kind of in the same location. The sun came out, which is really hard. So we have to kind of find shade. I try and minimize the sunspots, but we go for it. Go ahead. This is again in the forest. This was on a rainy day. It's Emma on the rainy day. This is a toned print that I did after the fact, but we just work for pretty things. This is our equipment list. Yep. We're a fan of fast glass, large aperture lenses. My favorite lens, I hardly ever take it off. My 70 to 200. I love how it compresses the background. You have to scoot back a lot of times to get it. My 85 1.2 I absolutely adore. I go through all kinds of lenses. Just absolutely love it.
So if you want to look at our Christmas list, we just write it off for you.
Yeah.
Next.
You know, we should probably pass.
So same location, just shooting a family and just setting them up a little differently. So just using, here's another location, not too far from, about a couple miles.
That's right around here.
And then
this was 7:30 in the morning, pouring down rain, torrential. I mean, the raindrops were as big as dimes. And we just bring an umbrella and a lot of towels and tell my model she's going to get wet, and we have fun. This is just down the way a little bit on a sunny morning.
I think you can tell by the gowns too, we linked up with a designer in our area in Seattle, and her name is Lulu Yang, and she's internationally famous, and so we have set up a relationship, and that's a great thing for anyone to do, is to find relationships in your community that you can kind of co-sponsor with and co-relate and support. And so we do with Lulu Yang, and all these are dresses by Lulu Yang, and she provides us the dresses. We photograph for her.
She brings us clients. It's been such a wonderful relationship.
And then vice versa. It goes back and forth.
We opened our businesses simultaneously, and a magazine editor put us in touch with one another, and we just hit it off. And it's so nice. She has a huge, she's in the Fairmont Olympic in Seattle, has a beautiful boutique and store. And it's so nice. Stephen and I can just go in, grab dresses off the rack, and off we go. I'll use them for a week and return them. And that's just building relationships, not only with our clients, but with with friends. And they come in handy when we come up with concepts. Actually, that's my old wedding dress that we roll around in the mud with. Again, we find morning light. We look for... I'm a girl who grew up riding horses, so I love fields and streams and just beautiful outdoor scenery. So that's kind of that's what inspires me. Go ahead, you can flip through these. Again, beautiful morning light. Okay, typical senior shot. We go out in this summer. It's 105 degrees on this day. I don't schedule for evening light. I want to be home for dinner time. I schedule my clients 1 o'clock. We take 2 shoots an afternoon, 3 days a week approximately, sometimes a little bit more. Okay. Go back to it.
Oh.
I put their back to the sun. I use a reflector, the soft side, and sometimes the ground will be an actual reflector, and I don't even need the reflector, and I might mask in a little light after the fact in Photoshop if they're squinty and it's hard. I just have people move. I usually have them separate their feet a little bit, and I do figure eights, think of something nice, and the movement really is great. I mean, it loosens the kids up. They have a lot of fun. Okay, you can go through. Being a little more fine art, just moving along with it. I should probably pose. This was really fun morning that we got up, and Stephen and I put it together the morning before. I said, you know, it's going to rain tomorrow morning. I'd love to shoot, or 2 mornings before. Let me call Brittany, see if she wants to model. She skipped a class. She came. I think the shoot took, what, a half hour? And it was so much fun. It really was fun. We all got wet. We have a little video of it. Same shoot, just down the way a little bit. We used the Luli gowns. Some of these are $20,000 each, and it was they're going to get wet, but...
That was the...
Yeah, that's a veil, actually. Again, just some of the images. I'd like to do some posing demos. So, this is a normal location. I mean, you all can probably find something that looks like it. This is a driveway, horse field on the other side. Yeah. All those images you saw were shot in this area. They're
and that's
Danica.
That's Danica.
I love to do mixed media, you know, and play and post-processing after the fact. I teach workshops doing that, and we have a lot of fun at it. Go ahead. Same unveiled.
Same location.
Yeah.
Just a family at the same location that we just shot. Yeah, you just saw.
And again, we wait for rainy, misty days. I don't mind.
And this is just not too far from, this is maybe a...
this was really funny.
Yeah.
So Stephen, we run our dogs a lot, right? This is actually a covert pipe. And this area is not, it's probably 10 feet wide, and it has these several pools down in a hole that you would never even know exists. It's a coyote path. And there's mud up to your knees all the way down. So we trekked down, we found this, used my 70 to 200 lens, and we just find locations, and they're hidden. They're in everyone's backyard. You just have to get out, walk, and find them. I want to portray moods and, I don't know, thoughtfulness in an image. I don't want every single, especially in senior picture, to be look at the camera, smile, and you know what? Those really do sell and make your revenue and income. But these thoughtful ones are usually the icing on the cake. It's the last image that the client can't live without, and they purchase them. I'm kind of flip through it. Okay, this is a beach. We go to walks with our dogs. Those are my puppies. And it's just a cold, wet, gray beach. And we put Emma in the water.
Yeah.
And it was cold. And this is kind of an idea of how we shoot. Yeah. So you see I use the 70 to 200. I like my background compressed. I keep it simple. Do you see how I photoshopped the 2 little sticks out? This is not a composite, it's one shot. Okay, go ahead. Kind of do some fun things. We use torn papers, waxes. Natalie and I have played around with that a lot.
Same shoot?
Same shoot, put her in the water. I love this one. Yeah. I tilted, it was shot as a horizontal, and I just love the feeling of, I don't know, So you flip it. You just turn your images around. I enjoyed this in black and white more than color.
And that's Emma?
Yeah,
that's
she was sick. She had laryngitis and
Yeah.
was sick, and she did it. Typical senior images.
Yeah.
We love to move. We love to move, interact with our kids. We create relationships with them. It just makes my heart sing when I see these. It's just, we're photographing heartbeats. It's about the relationship with your client. And then it's with our photographer friends as well. Recently we've started
And these are pretty clean right out of the camera.
Yeah.
So nothing
moments.
really done.
We capture moments. And it's about
Let me
relationships.
see.
I love softness. I love to see the softness in a person's heart.
More
Little
senior
playful.
type of shots here. And
I want to do some posing, so let's kind of
Okay.
move through. We have a lot left to go.
yeah. So,
Let's do some posing.
okay.
We can play some of these later. Well, you guys look great, just as how you are. Who do we
Okay.
want to start with? Let's start with Danica. So what do we want to see? Well, okay, I'll just talk about what I like. I like angles. I like joints. Anything that's a joint, I want to be able to move it and bend it. I don't like anything static. Unless I'm not a static person. I'm really not. Sometimes I want to take a smart girl shot and I'll say, stand up straight like a smart girl. I'll take the shot and then have to do something else. But, you know, a firm foundation of sculpting a body is, it usually starts from down here. I usually speak to here, scoot back just a little bit, Danica. And I'll just do it like we're in a shoot.
Move out of the way.
Okay, this is a Luli Yang gown. Let's say we're doing a little
Pardon?
shoot for Luli, and I want to make the dress
Okay.
look good.
Fine.
No, you're fine. Go ahead, whack me. You're good. So I usually say separate the feet about shoulder length. How am I going to do this? I want to stand in front of everyone. Should I turn around?
All right.
Don't turn around? Okay. So go ahead, take your hip, push it this way a lot. I like that. Straighten your leg out like this. That's pretty. And then
If you just want to pass these around, you go ahead.
that looks
Pass
great.
them around.
Can I scoot back and you
Is
still
that what
watch
you
me?
wanted me to do? Yeah.
Okay. You look so pretty. Go ahead, put your hands like this. Hands are as big as a face, so I try and minimize hands, either a profile or kind of get rid of them. So a good place on a pose like this would be put them behind her. Maybe hide the thumbs a little bit more. You know, boom, there's a nice shot. You can bring your shoulder up like this. There's a little sass. Bring your head over like this. Bring it up like this. Actually, there's a really light, let me look at me, Danica. Bring your face right up to that light. There you go. You can even close the eyes for a little bit more. You can drag this foot, S curves. S curves in photography is a foundation that's so important. Use shoulder length apart, take that hip, push it over, drag a knee over. And then where's my S pose? One of this size. Just always try and create an S or a C. A C pose is beautiful. I don't have to have you do anything. You're so pretty. Bring that knee over even more. You can do that. Another fun pose is bring your ankle like this. Boom. There you go. Should I get my camera out and take some pictures? You know what
No.
a fun one to do? A fun one to do within these dresses. Okay, turn around so it's a profile. Good. Okay, come down like this. Can you do that or are you going to tip over? Oh, and then I'm not going to be able to get where the camera's at. It's from over there. Okay, let's work with it anyways. Okay, so I want to see your shoulder bone. This one over here. Bring it over. Good. Arch your back. Good. Just like that. And then bring the other arm. That's good. Bring it back like this. Good. No, put it forward. I like it forward. Drop it down. Good. You can do like this over the hand. It's a language. You just keep moving. Go ahead and stand up. We don't have a whole lot of room here. Easy to say on that soft ground, isn't it? Okay, go ahead and scoot back. You know what? Another fun pose is to do, or go ahead and put your bum against that, but don't lean on it because it's a curtain. You'll fall. That's cute. Well, let's see. So just push your bum right into the back of that. Bring your hands like this, and then you can cross your knee like this. Oh, that's cute. Now put your hands up here like this. Oh, yeah. You just have them move. Really accentuate anything in the waistline that you can. That looks great. Another great pose that's very couture is arch the back. You're good at this one. Like that. Straighten the leg. Drop it down like this. That looks great. Remember to hide the hand back there. Those are just things to do. It's beautiful. Danica's our jumper, but I don't want her to break her foot on this. on this thing. I play on the ground a lot.
Have Emma on the ground?
Let's do two of you on the ground together. So I don't like to do anything ordinary. So I'm going to put you on the ground. And I want you like face to, come here a second. Come this way. Scoot that way. I want your, okay, come down on your hip here. Like this. And down. Okay, perfect. Go ahead and bring your knee way up like this. Good, come forward. Ooh, that's pretty. Okay, so why don't you lay? I want your face to go right here. And then what you can do is this. Lay down low. You're gonna go low, 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 low. But put your face here. Now, bring your chin up a little bit more. Beautiful. I love to get cheekbones. I look for shapes into the camera. Beautiful, Danica. Actually, I love Danica, you looking at me. Bring your chin up just a little bit more. Beautiful. Emma, bring your face forward just a little bit more. Right there. Actually, I like you both looking at me. Oop, got a blink. Beautiful. Got another blink. You are a blinker today. Beautiful. Nice and soft. Danica, just a little hint of expression. You know, give me the little curl on your lips. Hold on. Oh, those are gorgeous. Absolutely stunning. Let's pull back. Then both of you just close your eyes and kind of snuggle into one another. That's it. And I'm going to drop your face down just a little bit lower so yeah, and then Danica, bring yours up just a little bit more. Good, right there. Emma, I want to see more of your cheekbones, so sweep your face up like this. Yes, beautiful. Those are quite some eyelashes on you, girl. Okay. Okay. Those are gorgeous. I wish there was a way I could put them on the...
Yeah.
Yeah, if you want to pass it around. I don't shoot anything straight. I'm always tilting the camera. Sherry, let's add you. So what again, we're looking for triangles, right? And angles. And I love shoulder, when women have shoulder bones that are as beautiful as these. I want to see more shoulder over here. Okay, turn your hand this way. Okay, that looks good. Like this, go like this over here. There, okay, I like that. Bring your face closer over the girls. Danica, scoot down a little more. See, and I don't mind if you sink. I like the shoulder bone. Ooh, I love that. Roll the shoulder bone. Good, that's perfect. You look so pretty. Your hair is so shiny. Bring your face a little forward. Good, beautiful. And then if you can bring your face a little closer this way. Oh, that's it. That looks great. Now, Stephen, can you do one thing for me?
Yes.
Since we don't want a gray background.
Okay. Well, you just got a bigger man crowd here now.
Okay, so just hold that behind them. You can come up with so many things for a background. I shoot wide open. Wide open. And that's why I try to get my faces close together. No, hold it up, Stephen.
Okay.
Yeah, just like that. Perfect. Ah. Okay, and then Danica, you got to look at me. Okay, then this hand. Oh, you're okay. This hand. Watch what I do. Okay, that one tuck back closer to your body, on the ground with that one. Yeah, I want to hide it. Good. That's good. Turn, flip it around so I can see. No, do this. Rotate it. No, thumb down.
Emma, pull some of your skirt
and put your
up
fingers
toward you
out
closer.
just a little bit.
Pull some of your
That looks gorgeous.
Pink
Lil
skirt
T.
toward you.
Love your shoulders.
Yes.
Emma, look at me a second. Okay, this shoulder needs to come up. Do you see how her arm was a little flat? Put it back how it was. Do you see how her arm is flat right here? We need to get rid of that. So if she pulls it back and up like that, we're good. Sherry, you look gorgeous. Oh, jeez. You make my job too easy. Okay, Danica, you're gonna lean into Sherry, your head. Let me see. That's it. Good girl. And beautiful. Hold on. Now, if this was a mother and two daughters, Danica, you need, tilt the top of your head this way. A lot. Bring it more. Now, sweep your nose this way. Look at me. You don't want too much white under the eye. And we've got a little bit too much white under the eye on Danica. So Danica, watch what I do. Just kind of rock it back. There we go. That's better. And this is beautiful. Sherry has a beautiful décolletage, and that's beautiful on women. Actually, Sherry, can you bring your arm somewhere around on
your
her
right arm?
Maybe on her waist. Yes. Okay, I've got a hand showing though. So put it under her bum or something. There. And then bring your shoulder up. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, Emma, let me see. This is gorgeous. Good. Soft. Danica, you're losing me. Look at right here. Tilt the top of your head this way, all the way, all the way. I like that a lot better. More. Good. Bring your nose towards me just a little. A little more that way. A little up. Right there. Emma, you've got it. Sherry, you've got it. Woo. I need a little more. Yes, right there, right there. Right there. We have sparkle. We don't, you guys, we're not even using it. Right here, Sherry. Hey, hey, hey. Bring it back. Woohoo! There we go. And a big hug. Love that. Oh. Now see if that was a mother and daughter.
Okay,
absolutely
you
gorgeous.
guys can all get up.
Start with your fun pose. And then, yeah, Emma, scoot back just a little bit. When she jumps, you throw that up in that. And usually we'll have a fan going. Okay, cool. Do you remember? Yeah, you know how to do this. Her legs are so long, it's dangerous. I'm getting out of the way. Yeah, and you remember the ballet. And then also when I have girls dance, I'll say, think like a ballet dancer. You use fingers. Anyone can learn how to do it. What is it? Yes, like you're holding tiny sandwiches. All right, okay. On the count of 3, and we'll do a few, okay? 1, 2, 3. Stop. Hey, pretty good. Bring your knees up higher. I want your knees up, like really high. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Oh, okay, go. Your feet have to go that way, and then don't let them go apart. Keep your ankles together. I'll kick this guy. Like that. I know. Okay, one more time. Okay, wait. Okay, so when you jump, you're going to go to the side. Go like that. That side. Alrighty. 1, 2, 3. Got it. Perfect. You got it. That was it. Danica's really got an awesome walk. Do you want to walk? Come on, just walk from there to there. And you know, I do this in our senior photography because it loosens them up. Loosens me up. Hey, okay, but you got to go again because I wasn't ready to shoot.
Corinne, you want to shoot it from over here?
Actually, Steven's really good at showing the model walk. We put one foot in front of the other.
It's true.
Honestly, he does. Will you do it?
I lived in San Francisco.
No, really, would you do it? No. You go one foot in front of the other and just move your hips and you have fun with it. I have people reach down so you get kind of a C pose in some of it. Okay, Danica, just do it. And a C pose. Oh, we ran out of time, but that's beautiful. I have kids move. Okay, we better play with Emma. Emma's classic beauty. Really good way to sit. Okay, so go that way for a little bit. I always have to show people what to do. I can't really tell them. So I'm going to have you. Your comb is in this side. Okay. Hold the chair like this. I'm going to have her sit in the chair and sit on her side here like this. Okay. And then you're going to bring your knee up like so. Okay. And then we'll refine it from there. So just barely sit on the edge. Good. Bring that knee up. Pretty. Good. And then I'd break at the waist, lean forward with your chest, with just your chest. What that does is if you ask people to lean forward, they'll do this. But if you ask them to break at the waist, arch your back and lean forward with your chest, they'll do this. It lengthens the neck. Beautiful. Okay. Okay, lean. I want you more forward. More forward. Bring your chin down a little bit.
You want to use Danica as a background and Sherry as a background? So
yeah, Danica, you can be the background.
And Sherry, come on in too, right behind. Yeah. So just we get the sparklies on behind them.
So I'm gonna, because this is not my favorite portrait lens, I like to compress my, I just love my 70 to 200, but I'm gonna use it. I'm gonna shoot my portraits zoomed in all the way on it, so it makes it a 70. And I'm on Steven's camera, which is not full frame, so it actually brings it in closer. So, but look at her, we even have pretty catch lights in her eyes. That just looks gorgeous. Bring your elbow back just a little bit more. No, right about there. Good. Arch your back. Bring your chin down just a little bit. That's beautiful. Beautiful. I'm shooting kind of tight. That's
and
really
just let
pretty.
a little air go between your lips.
That's gorgeous. It's beautiful. Okay, now give me the smile that your mama wants you to have for your senior pictures. Oh, that
She
is
just
so
turned
pretty.
18 today.
She
This
is. This is her
18th birthday
18th
today.
birthday. That is just so pretty.
First
Okay.
time in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are some of the other things that we work on? This is laying down, actually, and she's actually going downhill. I tilted the camera, so to bring her back up. Those are some of the things we do. We have them lay in the gowns. Let's work with Sherry. Sherry's our mature model. Looks so gorgeous. Okay, so just go ahead and sit your bum on the edge of the seat a little bit. One thing that I like, so bring your heel back underneath your, that's pretty, just like that. Stretch this leg out just a little bit more. Good. Kind of tiptoe on this one, just so your knees up. Bring this arm across to that. Yeah, and kind of lean. That's beautiful. And then soften. Let me look. Bring it. I look for the different sides of the face. I just have people bring them back and forth. Again, she has gorgeous shoulders, so I want to see those shoulders. Kind of roll them forward. Oh, that is gorgeous, and her décolletage is gorgeous. That is so pretty. I do have a little video light. I probably would pop a teeny bit of fill in right here because there's a little bit too much shadow. And then, do you notice how her arm is flat here? I just pull away from her body, just a teeny bit. Beautiful. Oh, and your ring is gorgeous. Okay, hold on. Again, I would like my other lens. Bring your nose to me, right there. Bring your chin up a little bit more, and bring it out. Ooh, pretty. That's it. Isn't that gorgeous? She's good. She's moving around. I like this side better of your face. Bring your nose a little bit more into the camera this way. Good. Arch your back. Okay, stay there. This shoulder, bring it up like this a little bit. That's it. Beautiful. When someone has arms and shoulders like that, you want to use them. I have it. Bring this knee up even more. No, the other one. Yes, perfect. No, just kind of, there you go, tiptoe. Let me put there. And roll your shoulders forward. Gorgeous. Bring your nose this way just a little bit, not so much. Right, and chin up a little. Good. All right, we got it. And then again, separate your feet about this far apart. Take your hip, push it this way. Bring your arms right in front of just like that. Good. This is my corporate headshot. And then bring it right in here to the camera. Okay, up, just think a string coming out of the top of your head a little bit. And then
So you're trying to explain.
Good, just like that.
You're explaining what was the question?
Yeah, it's just pretty. I try and make them feel relaxed. And if they're boxy, I'll put a clip in the back of their, of their suit.
Okay.
But the corporate headshot's pretty easy for me. Another thing, go ahead and sit down. And I'll do just a real headshot that's just real, okay, lean forward, break at the waist. That's my idea of a corporate headshot. I would use the 70 to 200, so it's not, this is kind of a wider angle lens. But that's my idea of a corporate headshot.
Do you want to test it around so you can at least see? Any other questions?
I shoot everything on a diagonal pretty much.
Yes.
All right, so what do you do if you have a senior and she's a little bit more shy? How do you get energy, or how do you get
Oh, that's a good one.
Like,
Her question is, if someone's a little shy, how do you get a little more energy out of that person? So.
Well, what I start with my client, thank you for asking that, by the way, that's really sweet. When people are shy, I respect it. I really do. I mirror my client when I begin because they're sensitive. I get a lot of girls. I mean, this is a tough world that our teenagers live in these days. And I don't know about the high schools in your areas, but you've got to be pretty bodacious to be a popular girl. We get a handful of girls that feel invisible, and my heart just beats for those girls. First and foremost, I respect them and I mirror them. And then I start to play. And since I don't have one of those inside girls today. There's times when we cry together. I mean, we just will. I tell them they're so beautiful. Everyone is beautiful. Everyone is beautiful. I don't care if they're overweight. I focus on the sparkle in their eye. You just get them to loosen
and
up.
It's camera angles too. The camera angle makes such a difference on people.
Camera angle's huge.
So.
Like I said, I shoot everything on the diagonal. And if someone's heavy, maybe I'll crop part of their face off or their body, you know, and I'll show a curve and crop off the body so there's like a C right here. But getting them to trust you so that the expression comes out, and it's just listening. It's being a good listener. And we don't overbook our shoots. We book, like I said, 2 shoots 3 days a week, and I just spend time with those girls and boys too. Steven usually does the boys. I do too, but he's a guy. He can talk football and baseball, and I'm really good at guys because I can stand like a guy. Put your weight on your back foot and stand there like a guy. And then I'll say, pretend like you have a football under your arm. And so they'll go like this, because I try and get shoulders nice and wide. A lot of times when teenagers are 17 years old, boys, they're real wiry and thin. And what I try and do is make everything a little broader so that when they look at the picture 3 years, it's like, oh man, I was a skinny little kid. So I try and make it look wide. We'll use a big sofa. We have a big leather sofa in our studio. And I'll say, fall back in the corner like you're watching TV at home. And he go, what? And I go, just fall back in the studio, or you know, on the sofa. And he does, and I have him put his arms out like this. He's usually laughing at that point. And what have I done? I've broadened his shoulders.
Is it working?
I know we haven't talked about lighting at all in this because it's really a short amount of time, but I use light to sculpt everything. If I was shooting these girls in the studio, I have a natural light studio for the most part. Yes, I do use studio lights, and you know, if you guys want to pass these around, you can. I use 3 or 4 different studio lights. I have a really simple setup. I try to keep the arms in the shadows. Do you see how the arms are kind of rim lighted? And the same thing with if we're in the studio. Here, come forward, Emma. Come here. Let me use you. Okay. Okay. See how she's standing now? See how the light's hitting her arm? Well, if I'm going to take a photograph of this, my eye is going to go to that arm. So what I would have her do is turn, 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 and hopefully that would become shadow. We have light everywhere. This arm, I'd make sure it's behind her. This would be my wall. So my light would be coming from this direction. And I just sculpt. I sculpt with the light. I let the light kind of come across sideways, and then I fill in any dark shadows. I love split light, especially with boys, so I won't even fill on some things because I like the dramatic, you know, that 1.5 stop difference. I don't mind, doesn't bother me, as long as there's light in the eye. I use a reflector to pop. I'm always looking for a catch light and a nice kind of C shape in the, what do you call that? Cornea? In the cornea. You guys look so pretty. I wanted to dress them up. But, so what we do, you know, so now how do I sell these prints? Okay, so we do concepts. So we do a normal senior shoot where we do, you know, we'll start in the studio. I'll do the fun things. That's normal shots. Do I even have any normal shots? Kind of the things that we've been doing. Then I'll start and play. I usually have them spin and jump. And then it's time to go outside, and I'll start doing some more dramatic poses. The last 15 minutes of the shoot, I save for my heartbeat. And that's when I will do well, not that because she's in a veil, but I will do the soft, sweet art like this. And what we do is then we come back into the studio and we do a presentation set to music and a slideshow. And I just intermix these with the, you know, with the normal portraits. We'll go through and pull the images with the parents' favorites. I am not a salesperson. I tell my client, please come in with a list, a shopping list of things you'd like, grandmas, grandpas, aunties, uncles, and we'll just, you know, pull them. Here's my price book. You know, they have their list, and off we go. And that fine art print I save for last. When people walk into our studio, they kind of know they're going to spend money. We do not advertise. I haven't had a business card until this show.
Yes, this show.
It's been about 15 years. I think I've had a couple made, but we're word of mouth, and we have a studio with, you know, big windows, and It's by referral, so which is really nice. I can't express it enough. To build a relationship with your client that is loving, authentic, and kind as much as you can. They'll refer you. They'll share with their friends about how much they spent on photography, which is a cushion to you. So when they pick up the phone and talk to you, they have an idea of what they're really going to spend. We do get some shoppers that don't know how much we cost, and those phone calls, I'll be honest, they're always a little bit of a challenge to me, because it's like, how much is your 8x10? And $225 for an 8x10, click. But you have to just visit with them. I ask a lot of questions. I just try and educate my client in an honest way. I just tell them how we work and how many hours we put into it, and then it is about the relationship. We do, for the most part, all our own printing. I do have Black River Imaging. They're lovely. They use the same printer that I do at home in our production studio. It's so nice to be able to send some things to the lab. This is a Somerset velvet paper. I use a handful of different ones. I love Hahnemühle, Epson's. You can ask Brandon and the staff what they can use, but this is pretty. This is pushing a button. I sent him this file. These are giclée prints. So now these are examples of same giclée print, and I put wax on it. Some of these.
Are there any other questions that we? What we do is we shoot, when we go out and photograph a client, we photograph about 90% that's of the images that we believe will sell. And then, like Corinne said, about 10% we take out and just do artwork. We pick it for just to do art that makes us feel good. So we'll take the same client that we're shooting, because if you're shooting a senior portrait, for example, they're probably not going to order too many of these or something like this. This is something that they would.
Their moms buy that and keep
their
it.
moms might buy it for something, but this is more wall art. It's not something that is an 8x10 or a 5x7.
This is usually. So we have 8x10s and smaller, and then we move up into canvases. I do all odd sizes. I don't do any standard size. 12x18 is a really popular size, and I don't have small products in our studio. I sell large products in our studio, so the stepping in point to purchase something is up there. And so my canvases are pretty, and large portraits are priced pretty close together. So once they step into that wall portrait, the increments are in just a few $100s apart for the most part, until you get into the big wall prints, and that requires a lot of work. I layer my papers a lot of times. I use European fine art papers, and I'll wax them to the art papers. Another fun way to kind of present is this is just a normal mat, and there's an art paper that I waxed over the top of it. And it's kind of, I would probably put a normal print in this one because there's too much wax. But they're just different ways of presenting your images. Anything that you can do different that sets yourself apart from another photographer, do it. I tore a little square out and waxed it on there. A lot of times it doesn't work. It's just happy mistakes. And please feel free to touch all these. I don't mind a bit.
Do you want to just send them
greeting
around?
cards are important. I love, Cascade software. Do many of you use it, or have you? It was new to me, and I was like, oh boy, one more thing to learn. And I had an album I did recently. I sell senior albums quite a bit. And this was around Christmas time. I designed the album real quick, and I said, okay, I'm going to open the software and learn it. Oh my goodness. I had everything loaded in it in 3 minutes. It was bedtime, and Steven said, that's enough. You're done for the day. Come to bed. And I said, I got to get this album up. I loaded everything. It took about 3 minutes to get it up into their software. And then I noticed this pages should be a little bit different, and I just dragged and dropped and deleted. I read no instructions. It was so user-friendly. I hit the button. It was done. I went to bed, and in the morning, it was off.
What company is that?
It's Black River Imaging. So then I needed some business cards because I'm here today, and I like things a little different shape. So I picked a bookmark size, and I did these. 5 minutes. There's one picture on one side, another picture on the other. I stamped my logo with my wrong address. Well, no, it's the right address, wrong zip. And clipped it off. The greeting cards are wonderful. I try and send them to my clients. I just order blank ones. And I like the fine art paper. I like the pearl paper too. And they're just nice to have. And you can order, another thing I like is you don't have to order 25 or 50. You can order 3 or 6, and they're actually affordable. Yes. I ordered so many cards and my bill was not very big, and I was a happy camper.
Another thing is, if you order this size here, you actually can fold it.
No, Stephen likes...
and make a business card.
No.
See how easy? See?
Then you carry your normal size business cards.
There.
Don't like that. This is another fun thing we do. Stephen and I'm in love with anything Italian. We spend a lot of time in Europe. We have a home in Greece. And we used to go to Greece all the time until we discovered landing in Rome and staying in Tuscany was a nice drop-off point before going on, and then we just started going to Tuscany. My friend who's a gown designer, she also designs shoes and handbags, and she was hiring us to go to the shows in Milan to photograph her shoe and handbag shows. And I fell in love with this type of book in Italy years ago. And I couldn't get them in the States. And when I did find them, it was like $1,200 for a book, and this was about early 2000s. And I thought, my next trip over, when I go to Florence and wherever, I'm gonna find an album maker. So we spent about 5 days going into each, they're known for their books there. Went and found my favorite bookmakers, asked to meet with their owner, and we created our own dies. We put our logo on the back. We choose the leathers, the papers, and the vellums. And I bought every size you can imagine, and my poor husband had a heart attack.
This product's not for everyone, and it's for your special clients.
Yeah, it's a good portfolio.
Because this is something that no one else carries, and it's just something. So you're gonna. It's the work putting it in and getting the pictures in, but it is a special album.
This is like a personal touch for my studio. What I make money on, or what we make revenue on in our studio, is the Tuscany album in the brown antique leather. That's my favorite album with Black River Imaging, and I was doing the 10 by 10 size. I saw them for about $4,500. I'm going to start doing the 12 by 12 size. Should I even say that?
What was your question?
I saw them for $4,599, and that album can warrant it. The leather feels good. I like the padding. I know a lot of people like the ones that's not padded. I like the ones that are padded. It has more of a feel to it. I get the window in the front. I keep my designs really simple. I've sat with Natalie as we designed albums, and Stephen, we like simple designs. I make money on the Black River Imaging Tuscany album. He showed me I saw a mosaic book. The mosaic book was gorgeous, and my favorite is black with the silver. I love that. That was pretty. So that'll be my next senior album, and I'll probably charge a little bit more for that. These I charge. Should I tell them how much I charge? I charge $8,000 for one of these, and it includes a family.
Yes.
Shoots. What do we do about 3?
Okay.
Yeah, we'll do about 3 shoots to fill a book, and then they buy another book, and then it's like, oh man. But you have to set yourself apart, and I want to make money as a photographer. I don't want to work as hard as I do. We work really long hours.
Thank you very.
What's that?
Thank you.
Exactly, low volume, high end. I love Natalie. She's just, I need her. I need my husband. And we work together. We have a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Where'd my models go to change? Yeah, they did a good job. But we, the first couple of years. The first couple of years.
Any other questions?
Oh, okay, questions. Yeah, ask questions.
You're a few years in the business. What do you say to new photographers that are like in the 3rd year to 5th year that want to develop a high-end business like yourself? Do you have any advice on how we
I do.
Repeat the question.
Excuse me?
Repeat the question.
Okay, the question is, if you're newer in the business, say 2 or 3 years, maybe even 5 years, and you would like to have a high-end client to get paid more revenue, how would you do that switch? I can tell you how I did it. I started being expensive in the beginning. I knew, it was back in 1997, my first wedding. I lived near the Ritz-Carlton in Laguna Beach, in South Laguna, And I'm like, okay, if I'm going to do a wedding there, it's not going to be inexpensive. I'll charge $8,000. I like to work 5 hours. I said, okay, $8,000, 5-hour wedding, and that includes an album. And if they want a parent album, you add it on top. I'm about collections. I like that. I don't do very many weddings anymore. The only way I do is if I'm out of town and my husband picks up the phone, he'll book a wedding, and then I'm usually grumpy when I get home. But okay, if I were you in your shoes, it's almost like starting from scratch. You would have to make that. I wouldn't go in small increments. I would say, I need to make this much money, even if it's a big jump. Make that jump, but your work has to warrant getting paid that much. So learn your lighting, direction of lighting, quality of lighting, depth, texture, expression. Make it all come together, and your prints will warrant that price. They will. Mirror your client, respect them. You know, it's real easy for me. I don't shop a lot, but when I do look out, I like fine things in life. I like real things. So when I go shopping, I don't mind spending money on something that I know that's going to last a lifetime. I don't buy novelty items. So my target client, it's very easy for me to figure out what they want, because I just kind of say, well, this is how I would do it. Sometimes that conflicts with Steven because he wants more clients and the more bread and butter, and it's like I have to compromise, and I end up respecting him in the end, because it's a give and take. But I would just jump in and change those prices and then deliver a different product. Use the different papers. Make your presentations incredible when they come in to watch. Even if you meet at your home, if you don't have a studio, that's fine. Meet in a high-end hotel. Meet in a high-end coffee shop. And I am one to keep those prices up. I don't give the digital files. I do know that clients want digital files these days, and yes, I am asked that, and I do lose jobs because of that. I think this year what I'm going to do as I go into busy season is those clients that purchase a lot, I usually give them little Facebook images as a thank you anyways. I'll probably make them a little bit bigger so they can print some 4x6s on their own.
We're uploading to BRI?
Yeah, upload to BRI. That's a really good idea. Yeah. I think they've got some kind of software coming up, don't they, that's good for. But that's about it.
Hey, thank you all.
Thank you.
So.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Yeah. That was really fun.